We now know the clubs and the groups for the 2025 FIFA World Club Cup, but just who do I think will go out and win the whole bloody thing? Well, in this video, we're going to find out. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. It's all about the 2025 FIFA World Club Cup. Who do I think will go on and win it? We'll tell you all about that and much more in a second. If you're new where you've been, smash your subscribe and you want to stop shop for World Club Cup, Blackburn Rovers, world football itself, all here under one rooski. That's right, previously, over the past 7 or 8 days, we've done each and every one of the groups. That's right, and in today's video, we're going to take the top 2 from each and every one of those groups, put them in the mixer here into my last 16. We'll tell you all about that in a minute. Of course, big shout out to the members. You know who you are. Big shout out to the patrons. You know who you are. But who will go and win the whole bloody thing? Well, let's have a little look and find out then, shall we? All right then, folks, here we go. It is the Club World Cup coming at you in 2025 over in the US of A, and I'm absolutely excited about it. Here are the clubs and the groups respected in their rank, in their rows there, starting with Miami. Into Miami there, PSG, Bayern München, Chelsea. We've got the Ura Red Diamonds, BVB, Wayan. Coming at you out of Morocco. We've got Halal out of Saudi Arabia, Palmeiras, Botafogo, got Boca Juniors, we got is that Flamengo, River Plate, Maladi, Sundowns, Manchester City, Real Madrid, Al Ahly, we got Atletico Madrid, Benfica, we got Leon coming out of Mexico, we got Internazionale, we got Botafogo, Alanin there coming at you, Pachuca out of Mexico, Porto, Seattle Sounders, Auckland City, we've got the EST out of Tunisia, we've got the other guys there from Monterrey out of Mexico, Ulsan HD out of South Korea, Juventus and RB Salzburg. Now, if you've been following along from the videos, we've done each and every one of the groups, top 2 go through. Who, of course, are they, if you managed to miss those? Well, this is what we're left with after you've watched those videos, and it is these 16 clubs. That's right, top 2 from each and every one of them. So we're going to put them in the mixer now into the last 16 as they would work out in the real world. So let's take a little look at my last 16 bracket. All right then, folks, here we go with the last 16 bracket of the 2025 FIFA World Club Cup. Here we go. We're going to start with, of course, a reveal of that last 16 and the matches itself. So look at these. We've got 8 cracking matches, all coming at you. We'll start with Inter Miami up against Atletico. We're not looking at any stats or any odds or anything like that. We're just going to go with my gut reaction to this and who I think will actually progress to the quarterfinals. That's right. So we're going to go through those one by one. Of course, Inter Miami do have a roster probably better than anybody else out here right now, with the likes of Messi, Suarez. And I think it's actually going to could even be stronger by the time this tournament actually takes place. I just read Kevin De Bruyne, priority number 1 for Inter Miami. I don't know how they're going to figure that out, but they're going to be up against the heavyweight that is Atletico Madrid, who could, coming into this, become champions of La Liga. We just don't know. So this is my, of course, gut reaction on this one. I do feel, because the games will be taking place in the United States, with, of course, a lot of focus being that on Miami, I do anticipate that with the key personnel and the fans, that Miami ain't going to be, ain't no slouches here, guys. I'm going to back the MLS team here to go through, eliminate Atletico Madrid, and, of course, we'll go into the hat to take on the winner of the next game, which will be Bayern. That's right, up against these bad boys. Of course, that will leave, they're putting Inter Miami through to go through to take on the winner of Bayern up against Flamengo. That's right. So who will come out on top? It is Bundesliga up against Brazil. I think the Bayern München will be one of the favourites to go very, very far in this competition. They've got Vinny Kompany, who is, of course, a no-nonsense coach. They've got some high-profile players as well. Not too sure about Flamengo, if they're going to be really up for this, to be honest with you. So I'm going to back the Germans to go through, of course, meet Inter Miami in those quarterfinals. Let's go into the bottom end of this side of the bracket here. It's an all-European affair with Internazionale up against Dortmund. Of course, a familiar match as well over the European spectacle there. Heavyweights, of course, on both sides. I just don't rate the current state of play for Dortmund. Nuri Sahin, I think he might be on borrowed time at Germany. They're not doing that great in the Bundesliga as a recording hoping their journey in the Champions League might be a bit successful. But if they don't finish in the top 4 over there in the Bundesliga, it could be out on his ear. So they might have a new coach, so that could be a good or a bad thing. But I just think International are just more switched on at the moment. I think they'll have the upper hand on this one. Let's go to Man City against Al Hilal, coming at you out of Saudi Arabia. The money team, of course, a lot of quality as well on the books on this team, but realistically up against Man City, who currently, as of recording, are not going through the best bit of form right now. But 2025 will be a new year. Pep stay in, we know about that. So yeah, I can't see anything past Man City on this side of the bracket. So basically the winners of the respective groups going through to those quarterfinals on this side of the bracket. On the other side, though, I can tell you there are a few surprises. PSG against Palmeiras. We took a PSG out of France. I haven't really looked at Ligue 1 at the moment, but I do anticipate PSG dominating that. But in the Champions League, they're not doing that great as well. They're kind of struggling in and around mid-table, and I don't think they're going to go that far, to be fair. I think the peak era of PSG is behind us, and I think Palmeiras have got a massive opportunity here to put South American football back on the map here with a win. I think they'll get that statement win. I'm not too sure how they'll do it, whether it be in stoppage time or in penalties, but they're going to knock out PSG. Palmeiras going through. Next up, we have Chelsea up against Boca Juniors. Probably one of the highlights of these last 16 matches. And it's going to be a cracker. That's right. I do fancy Chelsea, though, to have too much in the tank, to be fair, on this one. I think they look good right now. It's a very young team with a massive bit of depth. Of course, and that could be a major factor for Chelsea moving forward because of the size of their team. They'll probably be able to rotate the squad and might not even have to worry about playing some of the players that have played throughout the season. So I do anticipate Chelsea to knock out Boca Juniors, which of course will be a bit of a downer on this competition because Palmeiras against Boca Juniors would have been nice. But let's move on. Chelsea going through on that one. Then we go to the bottom half of the whole last 16 bracket. It is Flamengo here. Fluminense. Fluminense up against River Plate. It's South America. It's up against Argentina. Spicy indeed. That's right. And again, it should be a packed out ground here over in the United States for this game, which of course will not be very won't be one for the fate of heart here. I do anticipate it'll be a spicy game with River Plate coming out on top to be the only Argentinian representative into those quarterfinals. That's right. But who will they take on? They're going to be taking on a European heavyweight. Will it be that of Real Madrid or will it be that of Juventus? That's right. I think Juventus will be airtight at the back and it could go down to just the one goal, or may again, just like some of the other games, might get dragged into extra time and who knows, even penalties. I'm going to go Real Madrid. They've won it 7 times. They want to win it an 8th time. So they'll go through to the quarterfinals. So that, according to my mathematics, means what? 5 European clubs, 3 American clubs going through to the quarterfinals, but who, of course, will come out on top and go through to the semis? Well, let's find out. Here we go with those semi-finals. Of course, first and foremost, let's take a look at those 8 clubs that have gone through. Of course, on the top end of the bracket here, we have the hosts. It's Inter Miami up against Bayern München. That's right, heavyweights of European football, and could and should probably be coming into this as a renamed or recrowned Bundesliga champions. They're currently flying high in the Bundesliga and they look set to do that. And of course, Inter Miami will be no slouches, but I think this is where their kind of story ends. They might have the players, but of course, they are aging, tired legs. We're talking about one of the best in Europe here. I think Bayern, not only in this competition, but also in the Champions League, will go quite far. And I do anticipate them to navigate this hurdle, which of course is the hosts knock them out at this stage, and they'll go through to at least the semi-finals. But who will they take on in that semi-final? Will it be Internazionale or will it be Manchester City? Manchester City, again, 2024 has not been the greatest to them so far, but 2025 will be something else. Of course, maybe a turning of a page for Man City. The looks like the era of Kevin De Bruyne coming to a conclusion, and it does look like Pep Guardiola will stay for at least the next year or two. I think I read 2-year contract extension. So Pep's going to be staying here, and he would like to add this to his plethora of trophies, of course. And I think they'll have the better of the rubber, the green here. I'm going to give Man City the nod over Internazionale to go through to that semi-final. But let's hop on over to, of course, a bit more spicy side of the bracket with Palmeiras out of Brazil up against Chelsea. Now, Chelsea, like I said, do have the depth, and that will probably be a major player in this whole competition. And they could actually add to their silverware with this victory against Palmeiras. But I'm going to back a bit of a surprise here. You just keep an eye on these Palmeiras boys here. I think they've got something special in their locker. I think they're going to oust Chelsea at this quarterfinal stage and go through to a semi-final where they take on the winner of River Plate or Real Madrid. Real Madrid have got 7 already to their name. They want an 8th. But again, I do think this side of the bracket is going to have some surprises. That's right. We're going to have another major upset. I'm going to back River Plate to come out on top to set up an absolute cracker of a semi-final. In fact, 2 semi-finals worth our weight in gold. So let's take a look at them under the microscope a little bit. Here they are then. First and foremost, it is Bayern up against Manchester City on that left side of the bracket. We have Palmeiras out of Brazil up against River Plate on the right side of the bracket. The winners go through to the final. Man City, of course, will have their tails up. And again, this season might not necessarily work out for them. It does look like the Premier League is going to be a stretch. But again, I am recording this in the month of December. Bayern looks set to win the Bundesliga. Even at this early stage, you could probably call it. Meanwhile, Palmeiras up against River Plate. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know when the seasons even start. But we're talking some royalty of South American football. And I do anticipate whatever happens in these semi-finals, it will be an absolute cracking final. But who will be there? I'm going to back Vinny Kompany and Harry Kane to get the goals of a Man City. I think there'll be too much, and it'll be, of course, an audition for Vinny Kompany for that Man City job. It looks like he could be the manager in waiting for City, one, of course, when Pep Guardiola packs it in. So this could be a good start for him, and I'm going to give him the upper hand against his old coach there, Pep Guardiola. Of course, I don't think it was just have more talent on display, more eagerness to win. And it could be a long old season for Man City. I haven't ruled them out winning the Champions League at this stage, but it just, I just feel Bayern will have up for this one, and it will be a cracking game as well. Meanwhile, who will win between the South Americans, Brazil and Argentina? Well, I'm going to back. I like Palmeiras. I think they've got a good chance, but I'm going to give River Plate the benefit of the doubt. I think the Argentinian support in this competition will be raucous. There'll be a loud old crowd, and I think they'll be up for a right old game here. So I'm going to back River Plate to beat Palmeiras to set us up for that final. But who will win that final? It is Bayern. It's River Plate. Of course, winner will become champions of the world, of course, in an new expanded tournament. And it looks an absolutely cracking tournament from the get-go. 8 groups. We've got 32 clubs, if my mathematics is correct. And it will be absolutely cracking. Hopefully something we can look forward to for the future here. But gonna stick to my head out here. I'm going to stick it on a Vinny Kompany and, of course, Bayern München. We're going to back them to the hilt. I think they'll be up for this one. I think they're going to fancy their chances. So I'm going to go Bayern on this one. I have no animation here, but I'm going to back Bayern to win this. Let's just get the big fat marker out here and just cross through River Plate. Oh no, they're not going to win it. It's going to be these guys. Oh, yes, bigger check mark in the box there for Bayern. I'm going to give them the win. It might not be in normal time. It might go to penalties, but Bayern to become champions once again, or the first time, actually, for the first time in world football. So back in Bayern, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Of course, we're looking forward to this, and we're looking forward to a lot of world football in 2025 and beyond. Of course, not too long now to wait for the World Cup. Of course, the draw, I think, has just been made. So make sure you check out my reactions to that and the predictions as well for the European stage of the World Cup qualifying. But anyway, enough about that. Till then, subscribe, smash the like. Catch you later. We're done.